All right, so this is going to be a little ranty and rambly, but I figured I might as well comment on it because it's what's hitting the news right now, and yeah, it's just weird. Over the last week or so, OpenAI has been making headwaves on some of their projects that they're releasing. I believe they're up to ChatGPT 4 right now. And what the newest kind of big thing in AI is that now the AI, as part of like the dialogue part, talks to you, and they have programmed the voice, in this case a woman's voice, to be flirty. And everyone's making jokes and everyone's making comparisons. I mean, even Sam Altman, kind of the CEO, founder, whatever you want to call him, along with a lot of other people, immediately made correlations to a sci-fi movie called Her, where it talks about, an AI that's actually put into like kind of like a robot body that ends up being programmed to like, talk to people, to flirt with the person that's trying to administer a Turing test with it, basically, that kind of thing. But the whole internet is kind of making this big deal about flirting with AIs and all that kind of stuff, and I don't think anyone's really addressing what's happening here. This is a big word. We did a big word in the last video, so this is a big word. What's happening here is anthropomorphization. What they're trying to do is take this thing, ostensibly, this program, this robot, and they're trying to make it more human. And why are they trying to do that? Well, they're trying to get things from you. Very few people have noticed this. I saw one TikTok on it where the person pointed out, it's like, why did you hop on board for like ChatGPT 1? It's because it was new and all that kind of stuff. And then you knew that they weren't done with it. There was going to be a ChatGPT 2 and a 3 and all that kind of stuff. And you can see how crappy that version was compared to this one. Why'd you jump on board? Well, because it was free. It's not free. It's just available to you so that you do the research and development, that you do the product testing, that you do the user interface problems that they're facing. And this person on TikTok, they kind of nailed it on the head, because like, what's ChatGPT 4 doing? Well, it's not any really better. It still operates the way an AI is, but now you have a flirty woman voice who's interacting with its main users, men. There's going to be women using AI, but like, this is it's a ploy to get men more engaged with the product, to see if they'll use it more so that they can get more data to see how it's being used, that kind of stuff. And they did this through a process called anthropomorphization. And I think I'm using that word right. Trying to make things into human, trying to turn things into, recognizable human forms, that kind of thing. And this is my main problem with generative AI the way it's going right now, is that we're trying to make these ostensibly things into humans, or versions of humans, or human-like. We're trying to, render these things as humans because we want them to be like us, but we also want them to, in a real sense, be greater than us. We want them to be smarter. We want them to be able to make connections that we can't make. We want them to be able to do all this stuff that humans can't do on their own, and we want it at the push of a button. Why? Why do we want them to do this thing? What are we willing to sacrifice? Is it our time? Is it our money? These are all the pieces of worship that we're, currently juggling, and that we haven't all caught to, show that actually what we're participating in is worship. Because this isn't just a tool that we're using. Now it's a person-like tool. It's a flirty girlfriend-like tool. These are things that, shouldn't be done. And because it's, all the same kind of girlfriend, it's all the same kind of flirty personality that's, interacting with all the people who are coming to it with their time and their resources and stuff like that. We've seen that scheme before with temple prostitutes, where they were like the sole kind of focus of the sexual affection of people trying to worship through temple prostitutes. And they gave their time and they tithed of their resources to that temple to get something back, to get, the favorable weather or the good luck or, the blessings from Baal, all that kind of stuff. These are the same pieces. These are the exact same pieces. And so my response to this originally, when I kind of saw it on Twitter, was that, we've seen all this kind of stuff before. And the reason why they chose a flirty girl's voice is the same reason we have incognito modes on, all the browsers that people use to use the internet. Okay. It's the same reason, is because what they're trying to do with these things is capture male attention. Okay, because that's who's going to provide the resources and the kind of research and feedback for what kind of works on the internet. The internet, while demographically diverse, is a more male-centric space for a lot of different things. And they know where to get kind of that attention from. I mean, Sam Altman is kind of like famous and infamous for talking about, that he doesn't know what he needs to do with all the money he's asking for to kind of, make OpenAI the company that ends up discovering general artificial intelligence. But that he's asking for billions of dollars. I think it's even up to $1 trillion valuation that they're trying to pursue and stuff like that for this company to be able to pursue general AI. Where do you think he's going to get that money from? He's going to get that money from the same place that everyone on the internet gets their money. Dudes. He's going to make a product, especially, and like this is his first kind of like hint that this is where the product's going. He's going to make a product that interacts with men the same way porn interacts with men online. He's going to feed into those things that that men are looking to get validation from, looking to get exchange from, looking to get transactional nature from. And he's going to give that to them in this product called, ChatGPT 4. He's going to give them the girlfriend that they can talk to, that they can ask questions, that will flirt with them, that will be nice to them, that will do all these things. That's clearly what's happening. And it's through this process of anthropomorphization that they're trying to take a thing and make it into something that we will mistake for a person so that we can, accomplish that transaction, that, transfer of resources, of time, of wealth, all that kind of stuff. That's what's happening. And people are losing their mind over like the kind of like kitsch nature of, like the, how the voice of the AI is being like playful and flirty and stuff like that. That was done on purpose, guys. That was done on purpose. They didn't just kind of accidentally land there. They didn't just kind of like accidentally, stumble upon a voice, or the voice didn't happen on its own and stuff like that. This is all stuff that is being programmed by people, that is being tweaked by people, that is being adjusted by people. This was done on purpose. And what you have to ask yourself is, what is the purpose of flirting? Why would you make a flirty voice? That's what you need to ask. Why isn't like a refined English butler answering your questions? All us millennials know why, because Ask Jeeves is dead. And Ask Jeeves was the kind of kickback. It was when there were options for search engines. Ask Jeeves, it's still the same kind of thing. You could anthropomorphize, and make the search engine, into a person. You can ask this person things about the internet. It was kind of one of the first things that kind of played with that concept. Okay, but there's a reason why you didn't do the butler. It's because that's quaint, but that's not something that's going to capture market cap. That's not something that's going to capture market demographics the way a flirty girl's voice is going to. So that's what you should be thinking when this kind of stuff comes out, is why did they do it that way? What makes sense for them to do it that way? Because there's only a select few reasons why you would choose a flirty girl's voice to be kind of like the flagship voice of your artificial intelligence project. It's because you want people to react to it, to relate to it like a flirty girl. And what is the purpose of flirting? That's what you have to follow to its inevitable end. And that's how you can see that it's the same thing. The reason they did this is the reason we have incognito browsers, because they lead to the same end spot where you're literally exchanging, human attributes with artificial intelligence attributes. Okay. Feminists like to kind of like rally around the idea that, pornography objectifies women. And I think they're wrong on that. It doesn't objectify women. It objectifies woman, not women, woman. A woman who is part of, like distributing or starring in or producing pornography, makes objects of herself in order to distribute to people so that they can, in exchange for resources, in exchange for time, in exchange for adoration, all that kind of stuff. That's, pornography is more like idolatry than it is lust, because, you're not with that person, you're with an object that they created. They can be fully clothed and safe and married, we've seen with a lot of high profile porn stars getting married in the last couple of years. They can be all those things while you enjoy them sexually, because they have made an object of themselves that they have exchanged with you. This picture, this video, this DVD, this magazine, they have exchanged that for you, for your time, your energy, your money, your resources, your adoration, that kind of stuff. Those are the building blocks of worship, and that's what's happening with AGI right now. It's hints of it, but it is what's happening. They are taking their product, which could ostensibly be a tool, and they are attaching it to things that will anthropomorphize it into what you will consider a woman, the same way you consider pornography a woman. Okay, when you have that voice that you can kind of talk to, that you can flirt with, that you can have that kind of rapport with, you're going to treat it like a woman that you can talk to and flirt with. And what dudes do with girls that they can flirt with is pursue a sexual relationship. That's how it works. That's human nature. Just that's how it work. And what they're doing is they're banking on that so that they can get access to what would normally be kind of like a thing that only happens in real life. Pornography has a direct access to that by giving you that visual media that you can exchange. And what they're doing now is they're trying to make it an auditory media. They're trying to give you the auditory part that isn't available in pornography, of that relationship with the perfect partner that you won't have elsewhere. That you're going to relate to this place, or that you're going to be asking all these questions the same way that a porn user relates to their porn favorites, because they want to have that relationship with the girl they could never have visually and in a lustful way. Well, this is playing the other side of it. This is playing the relational aspect. This is playing the intellectual aspect. This is playing the auditory aspect, as opposed to just the physical and visual aspect of it. These are the same thing. And so I hope people are starting to see that. I hope people are starting to see kind of what's in play and asking those questions of why certain decisions are being made, because that's what's going to be important as we kind of move on, as not only just humans dealing with AI, but also churches, because like you're going to have guys who don't have pornography problems and don't have lust problems, but they have a problem with this fake human being that they have, concocted a relationship with, when it's not a relation. It's an obsession with algorithms and protocols that are anthropomorphized into what they're considering, a girl, when it's not a girl. When, that could be, husband with a wife, who's doing that. That could be single guys who aren't, getting into relationships and they're not engaging with culture that way, because they have this, this option, this object that they can now give that energy and time and money and affection to, because it gives them what they're looking for. It gives them what they're desiring out of that situation. So this exchange, this anthropomorphized exchange, this is an important concept. And it's something that's definitely happening. And where I see it going from here, I see it being, they're kind of like testing the waters to see what they can get away with. I would not put it past them that within, a year's time, it's closer to the pornography aspects that I talked about than it is to the tool aspects that they claim this generative AI is. And as they pursue, general intelligence, artificial intelligence, when they pursue that AGI, that it's going to be a big issue that they're going to have to wrestle with, is that there is a predominance of that on the internet that is also going to feed into the demographic that they're aiming their product at, and the demographic that they need to use their product in order to get it off the ground. So keep those things in mind. Those are just some rambly thoughts about it. But yeah, let's not flirt with anthropomorphization. That is a mouthful. I'm never doing a video on a big word like this again.